And we start with the seismic event that took place in the very town where I am. Just a short time ago, Maine Democrats finished their nominating convention to replace Graham Plattner as their Senate nominee, hoping to leave the impact of Plattner's shocking fall from grace in the rearview mirror. Now it will be up to Troy Jackson to deliver for Democrats who desperately want to flip this crucial seat and, by extension, help flip control of the entire Senate. Known affectionately as the liberal lumberjack, Jackson dominated in the delegate battle, winning 99% of possible votes. What little polling we have from before his formal nomination tells us that it's a very tight race. Likely voters in Maine, Troy Jackson leading Susan Collins by 3 percentage points, but that is within the margin of error. I sat down with Troy Jackson just a short time ago, his first one-on-one interview since he secured the nomination. Here's that conversation. Well, first of all, congratulations.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
How are you feeling?
I don't know. I'm excited. A whole bunch of different things, but, I know that this is a big deal, and a lot of people are counting on me, so there's, a bit of trepidation, and I want to make sure that I deliver for people.
Well, let me tell you some of the things I've read in the papers. That this race is high stakes, must win, the most closely watched race of the midterms. Are you feeling the pressure?
Yeah, no, definitely, like I said, but the pressure for me is it's always been about fighting for Mainers, and I want to deliver, and that's what the pressure is for me.
Why should someone vote for you?
Well, I think they know that I'm on the right side of these issues. I've been fighting for universal health care, prescription drug coverage. I'm a big labor person. I believe that workers need to have somebody in their corner, child care, nursing homes. There's so many things that I've been fighting for in the Maine legislature, and they know that, I have their back, and I'm not fighting for billionaires. I'm not fighting for Elon Musk and those people. I don't believe in income tax cuts for wealthy people. I don't believe in ICE should come to Maine or any other state and create the chaos and hate and discontent and murder people. These are huge differences between me and Senator Collins. And that's why I think people are going to vote for me, because they want somebody that has their back instead of the wealthy elite.
Do you think she's been a bad senator?
Yeah, I do. Ever since she was elected in 96, everyday working class people have been asking her, and myself included, to stand up for us. And she hasn't. She stood up for Donald Trump 96% of the time, and she stood up with billionaires that already have all access they need to government. It's everyday people that need a government that works for them, and she's not been doing that.
I wonder, when you look at the lay of the land now, there's so much money out there. You came from, let's call it humble roots, right? I have been told by multiple people this is going to be at least a $250 million race. One prediction from Ad Impact is $400 million. You're starting at a deficit. You're starting from zero. How do you catch up?
Well, first and foremost, I think people should go to jacksonformaine.com and help us. But
I set you up for that.
No, but seriously, we're probably going to be outfunded. I'm definitely the little guy in this race, but I know that I'm on the right side. I know that Mainers want a different government than they're having right now. And so I feel very good about, everyday people coming on board and helping us win this race. And I've always said this. There's more of us that are left behind than there are of the people like Susan Collins and Donald Trump. So I feel very good that we can pull this off, because the government we have right now is not working. And she is as big of a reason for that as anyone.
Susan Collins says you're a Bernie bro. What do you say?
I've been called a lot. You said yourself, I'm a logger by trade. I've been called a lot of things in my life. And I don't really care. Again, I know exactly who I'm fighting for, everyday people. And, people can call me whatever they want. What they can't say is that I don't have the best interest of the people of Maine's heart in them, and that Susan Collins certainly has not been standing for the same things I have.
A lot of people fell in love with and then fell out of love with Graham Plattner. You were a supporter. How do you push the reset button? How do you get the kind of unity that you talked about in that room today to get people to come out and bring you to victory?
So, I mean, I understand how there's people out there that are, dismayed, frustrated. I don't know if it's actually pushing the reset button. I think it's just making sure people know that it was always about the issues. I mean, Graham articulated them very well. But we're talking about a government that works for people, health care and prescription drugs and collective bargaining, the list goes on and on. And those issues are bigger than any one of us, certainly bigger than me. And so, I mean, I think it's about telling people that, everything that you wanted is still within sight. We still can accomplish that. We still can get the government we want. It's just with a different messenger. And that, to me, that's fine, because it's bigger than any one of us. It's about moving this country forward in a way that we feel good about and having the government we want.
How much of this race and your success or failure hinges on Donald Trump, do you think, and the mood it's created in this country?
Well, I think there's definitely a lot of buyer remorse here in Maine. I think Donald Trump has done a lot of nasty things. He's certainly not in it for the people. He's lied consistently about what he was going to do, to what he is doing. We're in a war with Iran that nobody understands. Here in Maine, logging, fishing, farming is big industries. People are paying incredible amounts for diesel. I mean, they're having a hard time to keep up. I think that Trump has, sold us a bad deal. And Susan Collins has been right there every step of the way. She's given him what he wanted. She hasn't stood up. I mean, I appointed, 3 different chairs to the Appropriations Committee here in Maine. I know the power of an appropriations chair. I know how they can stop things regardless of what I want. And she's given them everything that they wanted as far as for the billionaires. So I think people across the state know that Donald Trump has not been helping us. She has not been helping us because she follows Donald Trump.
So give us some inside info. What's your plan? How do you win a race in 100 days?
I think do it the way that I've always done it. I mean, I get out there, I talk to people. They know I'm sincere. They know I'm genuine. They know that I'm fighting for them. We're going to do town halls. We're going to, I've been doing that all along. We're going to get out there and show people, talk about the issues, talk about how we can have a new government, and talk about how this moment is about all of us, not Donald Trump, not Susan Collins, not Troy Jackson. It's about changing government fundamentally so that it works for everyday people. And that is something that I have fought for my entire life. I've been waiting for this moment, not like this Senate race, but for somebody to actually stand up and harness that power of, solidarity. And I didn't know it was going to be me, but I'm damn sure willing to do it now.
How's it feel to have that?
I mean, it's really tremendous. It's really awe-inspiring, but it's also very nerve-wracking. Again, I don't want to let people down.
Those people walked out of there smiling. They cheered raucously for you when you came out to the podium. What's that like?
Well, it's like I said. I mean, outside of my family, it's the greatest. It's the biggest personal honor I've ever had. I mean, for people to put that faith and trust in you is a huge deal. Too many times, I think people don't understand that and don't care, but I do. I mean, I want to deliver for people. I want to make sure their lives are better. That's what this all has been about.
Finally, if someone had told you a month ago, I don't know what you were doing then, maybe you were fishing or...
I was.
You were?
Yeah.
If somebody told you you'd be sitting here today or in that convention earlier?
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, I wish, it hadn't happened this way. I mean, but, here we are. The thing about it is I don't want that momentum to stop. I've been waiting for this for a long time, for somehow this to go forward, and I see the opportunity to change the world in a way I think is very positive. So, yeah, I mean, a month ago, I never would have saw this. I never wanted it, never catered it. But, again, here we are, and we're going to do the right things to make sure that we change the government in a way that I believe the people I care about can be proud of.
Well, I wish you luck. I appreciate you coming over. It's not a terrible day in Maine to be sitting outside.
No day in Maine is a terrible day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And my thanks to Maine Senate Democratic nominee Troy Jackson, who says his real concern is whether or not they leave his family alone. And he said, other than that, he'll take whatever comes his way. We would like to say that we invited Senator Collins to come on the show for an interview. She declined.